Nicola Sturgeon has laid out 4 demands to Jeremy Corbyn in order for the SNP to support Labour after next month's general election. The SNP leader Nicola Sturgeon confidently laid out her 4 red-line demands to Jeremy Corbyn this morning, insisting he has to give Scotland massive concessions if he wants the keys to number 10. Speaking to Sophie Ridge this morning, Ms Sturgeon said that scrapping the Trident nuclear weapon system was an absolute red line. She also listed a second independence referendum, an end to Brexit, and wholesale devolution of powers on drugs, migration and employment. The demands mean that Mr Corbyn would face a humiliating climb-down if the December election returns a hung parliament. That result would likely see Labour try to negotiate a confidence and supply agreement with the SNP. Since Mr Corbyn and Ms Sturgeon have ruled out a formal coalition, SNP leader Nicola Sturgeon reiterated her pledge to this morning to never, ever put Boris Johnson into Downing Street. Speaking with Sophie Ridge on Sky News, the Scottish First Minister also cited other demands that were all in line with current Labour policy. These include an end to universal credit, an end to the 2-child cap and rape clause, as well as real action on climate change. When Ridge pressed Ms Sturgeon on her Trident red line, the Sky News host asked, "Just to be crystal clear, scrapping Trident would be red line in any discussions with Labour that you may have?" The SNP leader responded, "It is absolutely a key position the SNP would have in any discussions about supporting a minority Labour government. It is a matter we will be firm about. It is tied to other policies. I have a moral objection to nuclear weapons. Unlike Joe Swinson, I would not be prepared to press a nuclear button that would kill millions of people. But there is also the opportunity cost. The tens of billions that are required to renew Trident are better spent on stronger conventional defense, but also on hospitals and schools and better social security provisions. If the SNP are in that position of influence, those are the policies we will pursue." On independence, Ms Sturgeon insisted that Jeremy Corbyn's party would have to respect Scotland's democratic right to choose. She was grilled on whether Labour could try to pressure the SNP into backing them in government, without allowing Scotland to hold an independence referendum. The First Minister fired back, "Imagine, Labour are in a position to form a minority government but they need the SNP. Would they really turn their back on the chance to stop austerity just to block the right of the Scottish people to decide their own future?" Laying out her position on devolution, Ms Sturgeon told Sky News, "We would want power over drugs law to be devolved so that it would be up to the Scottish Parliament how to use that power. We are illustrating how much more powerful Scotland would be if we were in that position. If you want to stop Boris Johnson, vote SNP." She also confirmed that any deal with Labour wouldn't be a formal coalition but rather a more informal arrangement.